Good evening or good late afternoon. This is Karen McNall with Inspired by Graham. I'm just going to wait a few minutes. This is an impromptu YouTube live today. I wasn't able to do my normal live on Monday, so I'm coming to you today. We're going to be working on opening up my card club. What is it like? So I'll show you. It's all in this purple package here. But in the meantime, we're just going to give it a second for people to find us and for my laptop to catch up so I can see the comments that come through. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, I think it's okay. It's a little dark, shaded a little bit, but I think that's the best I can do. I'm going to try one more light. I put another light on my desk, so we'll see if that one works or not. Okay, looks like we've got a couple people on, so let us know. Hi, Kathleen. Let us know where you're watching from. That's always fun. And we're going to get started. I've got, I'm going to my grandson's tomorrow after my work, so I've got some update or videos to create tonight before I can go. So got to get my homework done. But I hope you have had a nice week so far. It's really dark here and it's only 4 o'clock. It's been cloudy pretty much all day, but it's been warm. We're supposed to get maybe a thunderstorm, so I don't know. It's kind of wacky weather this winter. It's going to be probably no more than 20 degrees tomorrow. It was 61 yesterday, I think, something like that. And then it's been about 50 to 55 degrees, which is really nice for us. That's like 80. Sometimes when we switch gears from a 20 degree to a 50 degree, it kind of feels like 80 to me, and to us Vermonters. But anyway, I'm going to get started. Just a couple things. We are about a day left of celebration. So I want to make sure that you all know that you should be placing your orders if you haven't for our fabulous celebration items. All this paper here that I've used in my little notebook holders are all from Celebrations, 3 different packs. And it's free product. So if you place an order on my website of $50 or more, you're going to get a chance to get one free product. And if it's $100 or more, you can get one $100 value product, or you can get two $50 ones. So my ordering special, it goes until tomorrow, is these little notebooks here. So I will take them out. Let's see, I'll use this one, Flight and Airy. This is the first one I made. So with a $40 order from my website or more using a host code, I'm going to be sending out kits. So a $40 order will receive one kit, and you'll get all the supplies to make this little junior legal pad holder. And there's some note cards on the side over here as well. You'll get instructions as well. The only thing I can't send you is a stamped image, but these die cuts will come to you, the designer paper. And with a $50 or more order, you can get 2 kits. So, and I'll be using the designer paper of my choice, unless you get in touch with me, and before I start making the kits will be sometime this weekend. So I'm not sure exactly when I'll be coming back for my grandsons, but we're going to have a couple of day visit down there. But anyway, you'll need to use my host code, which is X6JWRHYV, kind of freaky kind of numbers and letters there. So again, it's X6JWRHYV. This is on my website, inspiredbygraham.com, on the right menu side, or the right sidebar. So just scroll down until you see this image here, and just click on it and it will bring you to all the information. And then don't forget, tomorrow is the last chance to Purchase the starter kit and get a choice of either the Glass Mat Studio or additional products from Stampin' Up. So $155 worth of products for just $99 plus your sales tax. So it's a great time to join. I don't want you to miss out. Like to welcome Alice to Inspire Daisies, and I'd really like to get at least one more on our team. So I can use, what happens is I'll gain $100 from Stampin' Up, and I always put back into my team at least 10% of what I make. So that will get me some embellishments, ribbons, cardstock, what have you, to give out to my team. So if you're interested in joining Inspired Daisies, shoot me an email, Karen@inspiredbygraham.com. And I think we're going to get started. So I just brought at 3:30, so about a half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, I just brought everything down to the post office for February Card Club. And I really didn't get a chance to market this one very well. So I thought I would show you exactly what my customers will be receiving. So they will be making 2 cards of every design you'll see in front of me. If they don't have the stamp set, they'll just use whatever they have. But they'll be receiving all these little die cuts. This one was this little flower here. I tell you what, there's only one die in the set, so I had to take another flower set from a different scent or a different die cut set, and use that one because that was crazy. But anyway, this is a gift card. So there's a place here you can write, and there's a little slot here where you can put a gift card or some money. So that is one. And then here's the other one. I used a little bit of vellum in here with the, what are they? Thoughtful Expressions dies. So it just kind of tones it down a little bit. And Lemon Line Twist is that color green. This is an interactive card, which I'll show you how to make tonight. I made it 2 different ways. So this way is portrait, and then this way is horizontal. And so this is a die cut that doesn't cut all the way through this little tab thing here. But on the inside, I just have this on with a glue dot, but so I wouldn't lose the piece. But if this, you take this off, and then that's what I have inside. So little cute little bee, hooray, can't wait to see you. Okay, so I'm going to be stamping all of this tonight. The envelopes, I teamed up with whatever the dominant color was, or, you know, a bright, cheerful color. So that's horizontal, and then that's a portrait. So 2 different ways. And then the Hope Your Birthday is Wonderful. I like cutting little pieces that make a puzzle. So we'll be cutting down the designer paper. On the inside, this one's just stamped in Pool Party. And then this coordinating envelope. And then there's a different pattern on the left versus the hearts in Sweet Sorbet. And then this is the easiest card. And then You're the Best. So I added this one as just a straight on. And then I gave this one a little bit of character by just rotating that little square just a little bit. Adds a little bit of character to the card. All of them are pretty much designed on the inside, pretty basic. And then a little stamped image there. So we're going to get started. First thing I need to do is open my windows because it's warm in here. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully it won't get too windy. There we go. All right, so what is in Card Club? So people will be looking for this purple package unless you are one lucky customer that's getting your Card Club rewards. That one will be in a gray package. There's no way I could fit both of them in this purple package, but every 6 months I change up what I am offering for rewards. And this time around, it's $25.75. So if you're in Card Club for 6 consecutive months, then you'll get a nice little surprise from me. And it's generally just things that you use every day in your craft room, like envelopes, dimensionals, glue, blocks, that type of thing. Because usually in Card Club, you're already getting your ribbon, you're getting your embellishments, you're getting kits, and a lot of designer paper. So I don't like to do that. I just like to use something that everybody will be using, and I know that they'll be using. So I'm going to open this one up. This is an extra one. So if you see this video, and I know there's Card Club watchers watching me right now, so if you don't want to see, then you need to go do something else. But I'm going to be making all the cards, and I'm showing you exactly what's in the package. So we split up the ribbon, so you'll get half a bolt of the Sweet Sorbet 1/4 inch bordered ribbon, and some of them are on spools and some of them are in the clear cello bags. Debbie did this for me. And then inside here are all of your card kits. I always add a tag in there. This is a birthday tag this time. And if I have extra designer paper, I like to coordinate it with the belly band. If not, then I just use some retired designer paper. My information card here. So if you have any questions regarding Card Club, you don't understand it, or just need to get in touch with me, then you have all the information. If you want to place an order, that's the QR code to do that as well. And then every single card kit here is labeled. So there's 2 in here for every card. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's 4 different designs, 2 of each, so 8 cards. And then there's a whole package of the Rhinestone Basic Jewels and a 6x12 designer paper of the Be Mine. So I know a lot of people use this for Valentine's Day, and I wanted to show you how you can actually use this for birthday cards as well, because the Hooray for Surprises stamps that I used, or bundle, has lots of birthdays in it. So and I really like those bees, and I didn't want to give up the opportunity to not use the bees. So we'll be using the bees. And then also I changed this up a couple months ago. So instead of sending usually a whole bolt of ribbon, I'll use half of the cost of the ribbon towards cardstock. So in this month, you're going to get 9 sheets of cardstock. A couple colors I was short of, so I just duplicated some of the colors. But this month, in this package, I've got vellum. So it's all 8.5 by 11. And then we've got some basic white thick, basic black, Daffodil Delight, which is our bright yellow, cheerful yellow, Lemon Lime Twist, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Sweet Sorbet, or Real Red, or this is Real Red. You can use Real Red in the designer paper, although it is Sweet Sorbet, but I did on some of them have Real Red. And then that's 9 sheets of cardstock. And then the written instructions are always on the back side, printed in color. And everyone will get these by a PDF as well, so they can save it on their computer. And then on the back side is all of the supply list for Stampin' Up! Products that I used that month. So I've got some extra kits, and I thought I would come on and make these cards with you guys. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I like to kind of focus on that card that I'm making, and then I'll go back, if my brain allows me to remember, and look for any questions that you might have. So let me just take all of this and put it on my other desk. Okay, so we're going to start with the easy and work our way up. Card Club cards are really not that hard. The last 2 are a little bit more, but I give videos, so step-by-step instructions on a video is really good. Card Clubbers can also come back to this live video and watch the replay. And they have written instructions too. So let's make this one here, Daffodil Delight. I love that color. It's a bright yellow. Usually use Daffodil Delight when it's spring. And I need to have Sweet Sorbet. So the ink colors I'm using today, and these, I've had these for a few years when they came out with this new style. So some of these labels have faded a little bit, but we got Sweet Sorbet, Pool Party, Lemon Lime Twist, Petal Pink, and Daffodil Delight. And those are all colors in the designer paper. For this card, I need to have the Sweet Sorbet and You're the Best stamp. It's photopolymer that we're using. And then that little like star. I tried to use almost every single stamp in that Hooray for Surprises stamp set. There's just a couple that I did not use, but I did a pretty good job of using as many as I could. Okay, so again, I'm gonna use my seal, and I've got my silicone craft sheet. I've been working on my glass mat studio. When I'm doing videos or lives, I just can't use it because there's just way too much glare. But I can tell you that the glass mat studio is wonderful because it really does protect my work surface. And if I get adhesive on the glass, well, I can just take a wipe and just wipe it down and it comes off. So I did use that pretty much for the last 3 days, creating designs for cards. So if you're interested in that glass mat studio, let me know. The only way you can get it is by ordering the starter kit and joining Stampin' Up. And that will end tomorrow on February 29th. I think it's 10 minutes before midnight is when they usually shut it off. Okay, so that is a Daffodil Delight card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I just layered on the Be Mine designer paper that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got Petal Pink, and this is 3 by 3, and Be Mine designer paper is 3 by 3, and then this one, Petal Pink, is just 1/4 of an inch wider by so 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I'm just going to add a little bit more seal. You don't need a lot of seal adhesive because it's super sticky anyway. So make sure you're not just running the tape runner all the way on the edges because you really don't need to do that. All right, I'm going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals and we're going to add 4. And I'm putting them in about 1/2 of an inch from the edge. And let me just grab my piercing tool. And we'll just take those backings off. And then this one, I am going to rotate it a little bit to give it a little bit of character. So instead of just going straight on, I'm just going to rotate it just a little bit so that we have some edge over here showing and over here as well, so we can see the Sweet Sorbet at the corners. And just press that down. On the inside, we have a 4 by 5 1/4 basic white. And this is just a scrap, so you can decide which side you want to use. I'm going to use the red side because that is what is dominant on the front side. Those bees are really happy. I really tend to use the bees instead, but not for this card because the bees in the paper there are a little bit, they're different. So I'm just going to use what shows up on the front. I got some stamping to do, so before I add this on, I'm going to use my Sweet Sorbet ink, and I'm going to ink up the little stamp, and then I'm going to stamp that little kind of star image 3 times so we have an odd number. All right, and then I'm going to use my ink again, and I'm going to create that same pattern on my envelope. Okay, just a little bit of something. And then let's ink up the You're the Best onto the scallop oval. This comes from one of my all-time favorite punches, which is the double oval punch. But this time I just punched out the white. Oh man, that's a really, really crooked, you're the best. We'll flip that one over and try again. But I like to use this punch because it's just so useful. All right, so you're the best. That looks okay. I'm gonna close this ink up. And while that's drying, I'm gonna find my Stampin' scrub so I can clean off. And I just had it. And it's buried. I know it's buried. There it is. It's buried under all those little notebooks. Okay. So if you don't have a Stampin' scrub, I would highly recommend them. I've got 5 of them. One for my craft room, 4 for my in-person classes. That way we're not always using one. But we mark them up so people understand what side is what. So over here, there's a little raindrops over here, but it's really hard to see. So we put a sticker over here so people know that that's the wet side. And then over here, there's a little image here of the sun. So this side is the dry side. So you just kind of want to clean your stamp on that side and then just kind of dry it off on the right side. And that, I've honestly had that probably since 2012. They last a long time. Okay, so now we're going to add the sentiment. So if you can see right in this area here where you're the is on top of this piece already. So we just need to add our seal at the top. And then on the bottom here between the E and the S, we need to have a Stampin' dimensional so that everything is laying flat. So let's add the seal first. And then I'm going to just grab a dimensional and just put it right here in the middle. You only need one in this situation. It's small enough. And then we're just going to put this on straight. I'm not looking at anything else except for you're the best, because your eyes can do tricks on you. Okay, that's pretty straight, not bad. All right, on the inside, we're just going to add this panel here. You could add it whatever way you want because it's non-directional, the stamping or the designer paper. I like to put it on this way. That's just my preference. You can do whatever you want to do. Everybody has their own little preference. Okay. So we've got our inside panel ready to go. And then since I already have this out here, I'm going to use my Angel Policy stamp and Daffodil Delight ink. So I can stamp this with the Angel Policy stamp. There we go. And I'm going to clean that right now just so I don't contaminate my ink on the next card. Okay, so there's, oh wait, one more thing. We need to add the champagne, or not the champagne rhinestones, but the rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm going to add 3, and they're all going to go in the 3x3 square, 3 different sizes of the jewels here. So you have a large one, medium, and then a lot of the smaller ones. I really like the smaller ones over the bigger sizes. Okay, I think that one's all done. Just doing a last minute look. So you can see where I have the sentiment over here on the left side. This one's kind of in the middle. And then this one here is basically the same as this one, except for this one's a little bit higher. You can add your Wink Stella. I really like adding the Wink Stella to the bees just to give it a little bit of glitter. And you can really see it in person. It's very hard to show on camera. Oh, this one's already done, I can tell by the little glitter. But I don't know if you can see the little glittery bees, but they are glittering. And they're smiling right back at you. Okay, so that is our card number 1, and I call it the beginner card. Let me just see if there's any questions. If not, I will move on to the next card. Oh, thank you so much, Kathleen and Debbie, for your comments. All right. So I got 3 more cards for my inventory. I've got so many cards. Okay, so this is our next one. I'm going to need my trimmer for this particular card. So let me just go grab that. I like to hang mine on the wall. There's a little hole here, and that's what it's meant for. But I use a piece of ribbon, and I just have a little hook on my wall and just put it on that way. We'll take a look at this real quick. Very simple. We're going to use Pool Party and Sweet Sorbet ink, and we also have the ribbon that we'll be using as well. We'll be cutting down the paper into 1-inch strips, and you can see the difference in these. This here is darker than this one because I did re-ink the Sweet Sorbet because it was coming out a little too light. So that's why you'll see it's a little bit deeper color, but that's the only difference there. All right, the card base, Petal Pink, and that's our basic white envelope. And I'm going to grab all my pieces that need to be stamped and just take a look again. So we need our inside panel, sentiment, Petal Pink, and our envelope. So I'm going to start with the Angel Policy first. And that's Petal Pink onto Petal Pink. Just make sure that's opening to the back side there. And then I'm just going to stamp that right down at the bottom. So now I can sell that card, and I abide by the Stampin' Up! Policies. All right, the next step is to stamp the sentiment, the inside panel, and the envelope. I need some scrap paper. This is where your Glass Mat Studio would come in really handy because you can just wipe down the glass. I'm not using it, of course, because the video is just doesn't work very well with all the glare. So we're just going to do it this way with some scrap paper. I need Pool Party and Sweet Sorbet. And we'll start with Pool Party first, and we'll stamp that large flower. Let's see, there we go. And I don't know really if there's a right or wrong direction on this flower. I was trying to figure it out. It's really kind of hard to tell. I think this is the way it goes. And I stamped over the edge because that's what I wanted to do. But if you don't like that, you can flip it on over. And I'll stamp over on this side here and then get the whole entire image over right there. Okay, that way you can either go that way or that way. And then that's the one that's stamped over the edge. I actually kind of like, I think I like it down there, full image. The envelope, we're going to stamp the same thing, but I'm going to stamp off the edges. Okay. I might go back. I think I changed my mind again. I like to do that on the fly. Okay. Pool Party's done. Petal Pink. And now we're going to use Sweet Sorbet and hope your birthday is wonderful. And find that one. Here we go. And let's see how dark this one is. Not too bad. All right, we're gonna let that dry. I think reds take a little bit longer to dry. That's just how I usually get reds all over my hands, and that's why I'm saying it takes longer to dry. We need to bring in our trimmer next, and this piece here, we just need to cut into 1-inch strips. So I'm going to use the right side of the track for the 1 inch. And you want to keep these in order because we're creating kind of like puzzle pieces. So I'm going to put these up over here so I don't lose the pattern. We're all done with the trimmer, so I'll set that on my other desk. Grab our petal pink, make sure we've got that on the bottom correct way. And we have our sweet sorbet. And then this is going to go down here. This would be too busy with the pattern up there. So we're just going to use the sweet sorbet on the sweet sorbet. The honey jar patterns here, which is this one, would make some really nice tags for if you sell honey or give honey as gifts. Create a nice simple tag with that paper design. Okay, then this is going to go here. We got a little bit of gap here, but that's okay because we're going to add that ribbon there. All right, so we'll just add a little bit, 1/2 inch top bottom. And then I like to work with the left strip first. And I'm lining it up with that left border. Squish it down just a little bit. And then I'm going to grab the right side strip. Sounds like my husband's home working on the sugar house. Okay. You can also, if you want a little character, you could pop this one up a little bit, and I'll do that for you so you can kind of see the difference, how it looks with dimensionals underneath that middle strip. Definitely add 3 because the designer paper doesn't have anything supporting it except for itself. So you'll need to have 3 or else that middle portion there will buckle down. And lining up the bottom and trying to get equal distance of the sweet sorbet. Okay, now let me grab the ribbon. I think I already put it away, so let me just go grab some. Okay, I got this. Been using painter's tape on my ribbon. So I'm going to cut this about 1/2 inch over the edge. That way we can wrap it around. And then just secure it in place. I like to use tape to do that. And that's right, Debbie knows I don't have any Scotch tape in my craft room. I gotta buy some more. So I will use Stampin' Seal to do that. So I'll just add some right next to the edge. And then just wrap it around. Then I'm going to put it into place. Slide it. It's being a little finicky. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I'm not going to create that bow yet. I want to put this panel on top of the petal pink. That way it's secured down. It's going to be easier to make the knot. So this one will need to have 5 dimensionals just to support that center section. All right, make sure that card is opening correctly. You don't want it to be upside down. And then this piece just gets centered right on that card front. Now I'm going to take probably about 3 inches of ribbon and my ribbon scissors. going to slide this underneath and then just create a knot. And I'm going to pull with the left side so I can get that flat knot on the front. I'm going to aim it so it's right in the center of this little panel here. And then I'm going to just trim these down to about 1/2 inch, extending from the knot. Looking good so far. We need to add the sentiment. So we'll bring that into the picture. We're going to be using a lot of dimensionals tonight. I started with almost a full pack. Now I'm going to take the sentiment, and I want this little point here to land right into the gap. Now this one is up higher, but it shouldn't really matter all too much. Let's see, I want to center. Actually, yes, it's going to. So I need to double stack. Let me just think this through. Yep, so I need to double stack this side and this side because this piece is already up one level. Think of one level like in an apartment complex. Okay, so this one here needs a double stack. And what I mean by that is we're going to just take 2 dimensionals and make that like a second floor level of the apartment, and then this one too. So now everything should be at the right height. Yep, and it is. We'll take the inner panel here, and I said I was going to use the one that was stamped off just a little bit. Again, you can see I'm only using about 1/2 inch 5 times. You don't really need to go around the entire panel with your adhesive. Let's save some money because look, it's not going to come off, right? We're going to add some little shine. Get one of these larger rhinestone basic jewels, put it right down here in that little white space there. And then I don't have many mediums left, so I'm going to go for the tiny ones. Let's put it in the center of that pool party flower. And then we're going to create our triangle. So we've got one here, here, and let's go down here this time. All right, I think we're all done card number 2. So let me just clean up my area here so we can show each one. So that's the one we made with the envelope. This is another example of a different pattern, just using something different at the bottom. And then this is my sample card that I made when I was creating Card Club. Okay, so I got 3 more cards for my stash. Let me know if you have any questions. Please add those in the comments. It doesn't look like there's any, so we'll move on to card number 3. Hello, Teresa. I know this is an impromptu video because we have team crafting tonight, so I couldn't do both at 7 o'clock tonight, so I came on early. Couldn't come in on Monday because I wasn't feeling well, and then yesterday we had an emergency at our house, and then today I'm doing impromptu. So we have our interactive card coming up next. So I think I'm going to be creating this one portrait mode. And this one kind of looks funky. It's because I've been, it's the only way I can show how this works. Okay, so this die cut, when you cut it, it comes in 2 different sizes. So this is what it looks like. This is a 3x3 basic white panel. I die cut it with that little pull tab kind of going up to the right at 2 o'clock on a, and then if you can see these little spaces here, that means the paper is still holding on to that outer edge. So that's how it becomes an interactive card, is because you are going to pull this off to see what is on the inside. So let's grab all of, we got some stamping to do on this card. So we've got our envelope, and let me just see what's on the inside. Okay, on the inside, I just put some designer paper. We don't really need to stamp on that one. I already fussy cut the bee out, so that's good. And we need the petal pink. We need this one here, and the sweet sorbet. So I'm going to start with the sweet sorbet, just for the back side of the card. Put that angel policy on there. And now we'll flip it on over, and let's see. I think I want to do all of my stamping first. That way it will dry. So we need quite a few ink colors for this process. I'm going to start out with the lemon lime twist, and that will say, let's see, Make a Wish. I'll go find that one. I've got Make a Wish. I need Pull. I need the candle, the flame. Let's see. I don't have anything stamped on the inside, so I don't think I have to worry about that. I've got everything. Oh wait, no. I need to clean this one here. I think I'll stamp that on the inside. I couldn't find a sentiment that works on the inside that was small enough. So I've got You're the Best. You could pull another sentiment from a different stamp set, but I was trying to use the Hooray for Surprises 100% and not pull in a different stamp set. All right, so now we need to stamp the Make a Wish, and you need to stamp that as far down as you can. So you're going to have enough room to put all these little elements here. So I've got the lemon lime twist, and I need the cake. Can't forget the cake. Wait a minute. Hooray, can't wait to see you. Okay, Make a Wish. So green. As far down, but on the circle. Okay. Next up is the cake, and that is in Sweet Sorbet. And I gotta kind of bring it close to me just so I can stamp this straight. And there's the cake. Next up is Petal Pink Candle. Now the candle, if you were to stamp it, is going to stamp over the crease here, okay? So when I stamp this, I'm going to need to stamp part of that candle into the Sweet Sorbet. I could just ink up half of the candle, but since Petal Pink is a lighter color, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to probably stamp about 1/4 inch, almost down to the bottom of that top section of the cake. See where the flame there, or the wick, I mean, is just under the crease there. I need a scrap of white for the, there should be one in here. I'm just gonna go grab some. I'll take Daffodil Delight for the flame. You'll have to fussy cut this out. There's no dye that goes with the flame. I'm not sure why. Now the pink, Petal Pink Circle. This is where we're going to stamp, I'm going to say the same thing. Hooray. Can't wait to see you. And that will be in Sweet Sorbet. Again, I'm going to stamp this way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to take that little bee that I've already fussy cut. I'm going to add a little bit of seal. I'm not sure where my silicone craft sheet went. It's somewhere on this desk. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit there in the middle. And then we're going to fit this little bee on here. You don't want it to go over the circle edges, so I'm just going to try to get it in here the best I can. It may go over just a little bit, and that's going to be okay. You can kind of bend up the wings if you want. Now this is the time you need to add this Stampin' Seal, or not the Stampin' Seal, the Wink Stella onto the wings. Because this is going to, you're going to say bye-bye to this section here. You won't be able to see it once you put the interactive piece on top. So I'm just going to add the Wink Stella right now. And that's what it looks like. Hopefully you can see the little bee sparkling. All right, I want to get all my pieces here. All right, now I'm going to work with a designer paper. So this is just a 4x4 piece pattern I chose. And this is when I need my, where did that go? Probably fell on the floor. I don't know. Buried again. I don't know how I bury things. How does that happen? I don't know. Okay, so this is directional, so we gotta make sure this is going correctly. Okay, this is a top fold card, so it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. The next piece I'm going to put on here is a 1-inch piece with lines. It's just the opposite side of the flowers. When I'm working with lines, I like my lines to go up and down. Trying to get the edges to be equal, matched up. Now this is the time you're going to want to add the ribbon. So we're going to be wrapping the piece of ribbon all the way around, so you want to make sure it's flat on the inside. And then we're going to make sure we have enough ribbon to make that knot. I probably have way too much, and that's okay. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay, there's a lot of ribbon here. So since I've got a lot of ribbon here, you remember that first card we made? Let's bring it back. Well, anyway, I would use, you know how I just cut a 3-inch piece of ribbon? So I'm going to save these for that other card because I can make more of those. This one, it really doesn't have a lot, so I would probably just kind of throw that out. Make sure that those are equal the best you can. This one just needs to be cut down just a little bit. You can put a mini glue dot underneath the knot. I suggest doing that because this ribbon, if you don't have it secured, it could fall off the front of it. So let me just find those. Almost done these. I'm getting down to the last mini glue dots. It's probably taken me like 2 years to do that. Right, so I just slid that underneath there. I'm going to press the knot and then pull that tool out. I need to find that design. Okay, here we go. This piece here is for the inside. It's just 4 inches across. Again, it is a scrap. Just use up your scraps. Don't need to cut a piece off the paper because you probably have plenty already. Now this one went over the edge just a tiny bit, so I'll just take some scissors and just trim that down. It's about a 1/16 of an inch. And then again, we'll add some seal. And that goes on the inside. So now when you open up the card, you see the stripes here, right? And then you open it up and you get more stripes on the inside. So you're going to carry that pattern all the way to the inside. All right, so the next step is to add these elements together. I'm going to first fussy cut out that flame. So I'm just going to cut that down and then just quickly go around the flame. That's okay. It kind of looks like an egg. This is going to have a dimensional on it, so we want to pop that up. So we'll get that one all ready. This is where you probably want to use an edge piece because it's not big enough for the regular dimensional to go on the back there. So we'll just use a small piece. This is going to get popped up. Okay, so right now I'm just going to place it here. This piece here, I want it to be straight or straight across. I'm making this one here, so it's a little bit different. So the green is popped up, but I don't want to do that yet. Okay, so I just got to figure out how this is all going to fit. So you can tack it down in place too, so I'll show you how to do that. So just add a little bit of adhesive, doesn't have to be much, just so it stays in place. You're not going to see it because the lemon line twist square is already going to be covering it up, and you can just lift that off really easily. Okay, so then this goes here, and then you've got to eyeball it. The other thing you can do is if you have this die already and you cut them out in your craft room, what I suggest is to create a template. So I'll show you. Here's one that is already die cut. So you can just pop this off. Okay. Then you can place this where you want it to go. Then you would adhere this down. Okay, so I want it about there. I'll add my seal. And again, I want to look at the words because I want the words straight. I don't care about the B. I just want the words straight. Okay. I do need to stamp one more word, and that's the word pull. I keep forgetting this part. just because it's a really, I don't know if it's just because it's a tiny word. So I'm going to stamp pull right on that tab so people will know to pull it. Your adhesive is going to go around the edge. Don't put your adhesive on that circle because then it's going to be stuck to the bead. So just little pieces. You could use glue, mini glue dots as well. Liquid glue. Okay. So now I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm going to, oops, again. Shoot, that turned, didn't it? This is the trickiest part of this entire card, trying to get this piece on. Okay, you can also take a, I don't have a pencil right here, but it'll make a little notch up here. Or I'm just going to use my paper snips, just so I know where that point of that white is going to go. Everything else should fall in place. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this up because I want dimensionals on the back side of the lemon line twist. 4 will do. I have a little toolbox off to the side so I don't lose my tools. The only thing I can lose are the big items. Like that silicone craft sheet. Where is it? It's probably right in front of me. All right, so now this is going to go on the front. Again, I'm looking at all the corners here so they don't go past the edge. And that Make-A-Wish is straight. Cake is straight. Press it down. Then we'll take that little flame and we are going to add it to the top right here. And I added it, help if it's straight. I'm sliding it underneath the circle just a little bit. Okay. That doesn't look good like that. Let me put it over the top. There we go. The final thing you need are the rhinestones. We have a delay. There they are. So this is a little tricky. Where do you put the rhinestones? So I kind of wanted to jazz up the front here, that circle, and I'm going to use all small ones. And we'll do it different than the other one. We're going to add some Wink of Stella to the flame. And then I'm going to add some to the cake. And the candle. And that is your interactive card. So I'm going to show it to you, hopefully, way I set it up correctly. So when the recipient will get the card, they see the word pull. So we're going to pull it. And there's the little hooray, can't wait to see you, and the bee. I think that's so cute. Now I'm going to salvage this by just putting a mini glue dot on the other side. And I can still use that card because you're going to still pull it. and it should still work. All right, so that's super cute. We'll show you what it looks like both ways, before and after. I did not stamp the envelope, so let me do that while you guys are taking a look at that. Let me know what you think. And I'm also going to be cleaning up some of these stamps so I don't contaminate my ink pads, because the flower still has the pool party on it. And I don't like to have my photopolymer stamps with any kind of ink remaining on them, just because they'll stain a little bit more and more over time. So make sure you clean those quickly after you use them. Oh, guess what I just found? Found my craft sheet. Okay, I'm going to stamp the little flower, and then we'll move on to the final card, which is a gift card holder. I like this green. It's super cheerful. All right, any questions? Doesn't look like it. Okay, I think take a break. Thought yeah. Yeah, I came on a little early, just because I have crafting with my team tonight on Zoom. So if anybody wants to join Stampin' Up, you're welcome to join us tonight crafting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Join our team, and not sure who will be on. It's not a requirement, so it's just a time we get together. Usually it's the last day of the month, but since I'm going to see my grandsons after work tomorrow, I had to move it up a day. All right, our final card is that gift card holder, and super easy to make. It just has a lot of pieces to it. Okay, so let's take this all out. I'm gonna actually stamp the envelope in green. See, I left a little piece in there. There we go. This one, my recipients, card clubbers, got to be really careful with this one because there's lots of little pieces. So right now I'm just going to take out the pieces that I need to stamp on, which are just these two, I believe. Oh, in the card base itself. Okay. Actually, I'm going to stamp the back side after I get it together. It's going to be a little bit easier to do it that way. So I've got You Are Simply Amazing, and I'm going to stamp that in Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm just going to stamp it in the middle. This strip of white is going to be, I gave you extra so you can kind of play with it. I think that's all I have to do, except for the envelope. Yeah, so I'm going to stamp that green flower once again. And the rest, I think, is just assembly. Lots of little pieces, so let me make sure I have them all. You'll have white and vellum, pool party, another white circle, sweet sorbet, and daffodil delight flower, and some foliage. Okay, so this piece here already is going to be burnished, scored and burnished, but this side isn't. It's already scored. You're going to have to do that. So grab your bone folder, and I'm going to flatten this one down a little bit. Okay, and now this one down here is going to come up like this. This is where you're going to need some tear and tape adhesive or your liquid glue. I like to use tear and tape because it's 1/4 of an inch and it can get right to the edge. So so about 1 inch on both sides. Press down with your bone folder just to get that adhesive right onto that cardstock. And then just use your piercing tool to take off the backings. And then we're going to fold this right up. Okay. Actually, I can stamp on this one. I just thought, because this is the base and it's only going to be able to go one way. So let's just stamp on the back. The next step is to take the Daffodil Delight panel. It's already embossed in the Basics 3D. It's going to go right over here, and it's going to be edge to edge, and this is on that 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of lemon line twist. It's going to go over the edge because when you emboss paper, it does it can stretch on you, or it can get shorter. All right, so this is going to, I'm going to line the top up. My neighbor's coming home, just warning. It's a loud car, so if he goes fast, we'll hear it. So see that yellow? It's over the edge. So we'll just snip this off. Now, you can, I think it's better to work on this panel when it's already on here. So you just need to make sure that this slot here is on the bottom. So this is the part you're going to run your Stampin' Seal. There's the car. I don't know if you can hear it or not. A little loud, but they're going slow, which is nice. It's our new neighbors. Okay, this is going to get centered on the front. And I like to press it down here. You can also flip it on over and rub from the back side as well. Now you're going to have all kinds of pieces of designer paper to match up. The thing about Card Club is, just because I'm using this pattern doesn't necessarily mean you need to use that pattern. You have lots of options. You get 12 different designs in the 6x12 pack of designer paper. This instance, we're using the Be Mine. Okay, so that's looking really pretty right now. We've got this vellum die cut. Smooth side is facing you. We're just going to put adhesive right in the middle. We don't want to go any further than that or else you'll see it. And it's going to go right in the middle of the card. And then let's work on the inside. This is going to go right here. And then this strip is going to go here. See how easy this one is? It kind of looks hard when you look at it, but this is something you could mass produce. You can leave it all green if you wanted to, but I didn't really like that, so I added some designer paper to the top. You could add some on the bottom here too if you wanted to. I just thought it would be a little bit too busy. And so this here is open at the top, so you can slide your gift card in there. You've got this white die cut. Thoughtful Expressions, I think it is. And this is going right here, so you have a place to write your little message. And now we're going to create the little flower. So we've got our foliage. We got our 1/2 inch circle. Pool Party flower and our Daffodil Delight flower. Now the die cut will probably come with these little pieces that are still in there. You just need to poke them out. This white is going to go on the back side of that sweet sorbet. So I just kind of run my seal over, and then I'm just going to match it up from the front side. Okay. You can take your eraser and just get that out. The thing is, right here, we're going to have a rhinestone in here, so it doesn't really matter if it's gluey here. It's actually probably better to leave it that way. Figure out which direction your flower is going, because the petals are kind of going all over. Your foliage is going to go underneath like that. So now this is the time you're going to add, let me just see, I can't remember if I added the sentiment. Yes. Okay, so I added the sentiment first. You may need to trim this down, but what I did was, it's just edge to edge of the designer paper, and it's with dimensionals. If you don't like the straight edge on the left side, then cut it a little bit shorter. I'll do it on this one. Just at an angle is fine. I'm going to add some dimensionals, 3 of them. So the outer points and then the middle. Okay. Now this is going to go here. You'll need to add some regular adhesive underneath this section here and a dimensional over at the top. That way it's the same height as the sentiment. So I'm going to put this right over the white. Now I'm going to take, you can be really careful. This is where probably liquid glue would come in handy. Mine's over on the other desk, so I'm going to be carefully using my seal. Actually, glue dot would work too. Let me do that because I don't want to rip that off. Let's see if I can find them. They're like, where are they? I'll just use a seal. And I put it on the wrong side. No, I didn't. So, wait, yes, I did. I put the seal on the wrong side, but that's okay. I think I can still manage it. Okay. Got some adhesive there. Now I'm going to add little tiny pieces of dimensionals to the back side of those little tiny flowers. I'm going to put one right about here. One here. And now we're going to add some rhinestones. So I'm going to take the largest rhinestone because it fits perfect right in the center of the sweet sorbet flower. Perfect. And then the tiny ones are going to go on the little flowers. And you can add, so you have 3. I would add 5 just because we want to give it a little bit of sparkle over on the other side. So as long as you stay with a odd number, it's going to work for you. Okay, so this one is complete. Opens up. There's your message area, your gift card holder there. And then here's another one I made. Looking the same. And that's all. And we've got a matching envelope because this will fit nicely right inside like this. Just be careful of the foliage. Okay. So let me know what you think. This is our February card club. Now what I'm going to do later tonight after my team crafting is I'm going to make individual videos for each card so it's easier for people to watch them and you don't have all this chit chat going on. But let's check to see if there's anything. Nope, it doesn't look like I have any questions. Sorry that this pad of paper here is crooked. I'm just looking at it. During the whole video it was crooked. Things you don't recognize until after the fact. Okay, so here's card number 4. And then 3 with a little interactive. 3. 2. And 1. Okay, next month I'm going to be using for designer paper. Let me just pull it out. I've already got it out. I'm going to be designing it, but we have not used the countryside in paper. So I thought I would bring it out. I really want to use the zinnia paper, but honestly, it's too risky to do that because I know that paper, once customers can order it, they're gonna want it. And I just think it's gonna go on back order. If you want to get that designer paper now, the zinnia paper, you can. It's going to be an online exclusive. It is available for demonstrators right now. I have a pack of it. And I'm going to show it to you. And our team make and takes are going to be using the zinnia paper and the Simply Zinnia. And look at this paper. First, I don't want to damage the paper because it's beautiful. I'm going to close all these up. That's all I need is to have ink go in there. Okay, so we'll walk through the zinnia paper, and you can see firsthand you're going to want this paper. So again, the only way you can get the paper and order it is to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We get to we can pre-order a month ahead of time before customers can. That's a perk of being a demonstrator. Another perk is a discount. So you start out at 20% off. Nobody wants to pay retail, folks. So I highly suggest you really think about it. I'm looking for a few more people to join us. Look at every single sheet. It's so pretty. Even this one, you might not think so, but in person, it's beautiful. This one too. I believe I'm going to be using this in Card Club, but I'm going to show you how to use this piece. And there's the diagonal lines. And look at this one. Oh my gosh. This would make really nice journals. Maybe I'll do up a little journal. Oh, look at the purple. And showcase that. Okay, so that is a Simply Zinnia paper, which will be our Team Make and Takes, by the way. I'll be getting that link out shortly. And March Card Club will feature the Countryside designer paper. Let's take a look at that. I don't know if I have every sheet in here. It's got little bunnies on it. This is going to be great because I'll try to get this out so I can use this for Easter cards. Try to get it out quicker. And then my normal shipping date is around this time, towards the end of the month. It's got some nice little birds. It's all blues, different shades of blues. You can use grays as well. This one's cute. It's got trees. So every sheet on this, the Countryside paper, is beautiful too. So that will be March. So if you have any questions, I would love to speak with you. Email them to me because I'm going to be signing off, having supper, and then coming back and crafting with my team at 7. So let me know if you have any questions. You can always reach out to me at Karen@inspiredbygraham.com. And you guys all have a great evening. Take care.